Welcome to this video, all of you. This video is for all those people who are taking the NMAT from India and applying for NMIMS and the other colleges which are accepting the NMAT score. So I'll be taking you through, first of all, the handbook of NMIMS, give you an understanding of what is required and what are the things that you need to keep in mind before you apply for the examination. And then we'll go on to the NMAT website, and from there we will fill up the NMAT form and then see as to how we can schedule the exam. So let's go on to the Google and then start this process. You'll see the first link there, click on it and you'll reach the NMIMS page. In this page, you'll get all the details about the NMIMS MBA program. You can scroll down and you will see the NMIMS application and then the MBA 2025 handbook. Go through the handbook, download it, keep it with you as a reference. In this handbook, you get all the details regarding the examination, scheduling, and also their seat details for all the different programs. You also have a mention there that 30% of the seats will be offered to female candidates. Scroll down and you will see the steps to be followed for applying for the program as well as the NMAT. So step 1 is for registering to the NMAT through the www.nmat.org website. Once you register, only after that you can fill up the NMIMS form. So the registration number is required to be filled up into the NMIMS form when you are doing the NMIMS form filling. And without that, you cannot apply for the NMIMS program. The NMIMS registration is done through the nmims.edu website using the GMAT registration number that you get after you fill up your NMAT forms. Below it is written that registration for NMIMS before your scheduled exam is mandatory. This year, anyway, this is not going to be a problem because the last date for filling up the form for NMIMS is 10th of October as well as NMAT it is 10th of October. You can choose 5 programs in the NMAT registration form, and the NMIMS will only accept your first NMAT examination attempt. So if you're looking at NMIMS, it's only the first attempt that is going to count. You can read about the eligibility criteria for all the programs in this brochure, and it talks about 50% marks in your UG, and it says 2 years industry experience is desirable. We still have a lot of people who are freshers who make it to this program. So it is just desirable. It's not a mandatory criteria. People who are having part-time degrees or distance education degrees can also apply to this program. And as you scroll down, you'll get all the other details pertaining to the examination, the fees, the admission queries, and so on and so forth. Please read this document carefully. Keep this document downloaded with you. I have also made sure that this document is uploaded onto our description of this video. Now, coming to the work experience, it very clearly mentions the criteria of work experience. It says candidate who have worked after completion of graduation will only be considered as a work candidate. Family, business, self-employed will not be considered. Work experience with salary paid in cash is not going to be considered. Training, internship, and apprenticeship is also not considered as a work experience. Scroll down and you'll see the second stage process of the NMAT. So once you are selected for the interview, what all processes there is mentioned here. You can go through this in detail, and also below that, all the document that is required at the time of admission is also mentioned along with the fee schedule. Now, keep in mind the important dates. So the application end date is 10th of October. So we'll start working on this. There's a toll-free number given there, which you can call in case of any assistance required. And this PDF, as I said, is available for download in the description of this video. So let's now go into the NMAT website, nmat.org, and start filling up. Click on register for NMAT if you have not registered before. Otherwise, log in directly using your previous credentials. This page is basically for people who have not ever registered for NMAT. If you have taken your NMAT last year, then you don't have to fill up this form. You can directly go and log in using your last year's credential. But if you have not, you can fill up these details and then click on the CAPTCHA and then create an account. Once you create an account, put your mobile number there and select the country from where you would like to take the test. And then you agree to receive information after submission of the application and submit this application. Once you submit, you will go back to nmat.org website. It says there's a verification link sent to you. It will come in your email. Click on it to verify. And once you're verified, you have created your account and you can now go and log in by clicking on the login button. Here you have to put your email address and password and register, and you will go into the NMAT dashboard. Now, if you have already registered for NMAT last year, then you don't have to do all this process. You can straight away log in by putting your old email ID and the password, and it will take you through to your dashboard, which you used last year. And a lot of details that you filled last year will be already filled up there. As you can see here, it is showing that 89% of the application is completed because this particular person had filled up the application last year too. But if that is not the case and you've registered for the first time this year, then again you need to log in using your credentials that you've received after the registration this year. And then you can see that there you will have a register now button and you can go and fill up the form. Here you have to fill up the form from scratch. If you are a retaker, a lot of your details will be already filled in there. So let's fill the form. This form has different parts to it. You have personal information, contact information, work experience, education, school preference, additional information, and then a payment link. So first, let's start with personal information. It's pretty much simple. You just need to fill up all the details. There's a category button, drop down there. You can choose general category because there is no reservation in NMIMS. And you can put your native language and nationality and then read through as to what kind of photo is acceptable to be uploaded. Make sure you have the photo in hand as you fill up the form in JPEG, PNG or JPEG format. And it should be a passport size photo. Upload the photo, fill up your parents' details, and fill up the details of your identity proof. PAN card, passport, Aadhaar card, and voter ID card are accepted as proof of ID. And then you can finish off the second part, which is just the contact information. There is nothing much in this. Fill up your address, phone number, and then your permanent address if it's different. And after that, you can just go ahead to the next section. In the next section, which is about education, only the graduation details needs to be filled up. So if you have completed or appearing for the graduation, you can fill up your graduation detail. You can select your country and then the university and the college under that university. Select the stream and fill up the other details, whether it's full-time or part-time. Graduation status, year of passing. Your marking scheme is pretty easy in this as compared to that of CAT. Percentage out of 10. So if it's out of 10, put your CGPA out of 10. If you have work experience, you can select that yes. If you don't have, you can just leave it at no, and then you don't have to fill anything. I'm going to select yes and fill up the work experience here. So employee details, number of years, months, and which industry you belong to, and which company are you currently working in, and the function that you're working in. Once you have done this, the next page is about selecting the school. When you're applying for NMIMS University is one of the choices that you're definitely going to select. Apart from that, I've selected 5 of the other universities also here. You can go through the list and choose the universities that you want to fill up. But for me, I'm going to choose NMIMS University. And then the other 5 are KJ Somaiya, TAPNI, XIM, and IFMR because these are the top schools in India under that list. I have also made a video with a detail of all the other programs which are good to apply for. You can watch that video. The link is given on the top of this video. After this, you can fill up the survey form. I'm filling up that I came to know about NMAT through my coaching center GradSquare. And then fill up all the other details. These are all required only for survey purpose, for them to know as to which exams you're writing and all. This is not going to affect your admission in any way. So you can just fill it up and finish it off and go ahead. Then there is a declaration form which you can fill up. Once you've filled up the declaration form, you can preview your application. One of the things that you will definitely check while you're doing the preview is the photograph, check whether the photograph is correctly uploaded. And then you can scroll down and check the other things. And if you find everything is okay, you can just submit the application. Once you submit the application, you will have to make a payment of 3540. That is, if you don't buy the NMAT study material, I would say it's a good idea to buy the study material because it's published by Narsimhanji itself. If you don't want to buy it, then just go ahead and make the payment. Once you have made the payment, you will get a mail with all the details. Your NMAT by GMAC ID is already now registered, and you'll see that in your dashboard too. And your registration form also you can see there. Now, when you scroll down, you will see that you can also fill up additional school preferences, or you can go ahead and now straight away schedule your examination. There is also various other parts to this form, so you can just go through and see all the other parts, including your profile, your notification page, your history page, and the payment detail page. Then go back and then you can just quickly get into the scheduling. So book exam slot is where you will click to schedule. And you will see the guidelines given there. I would suggest you to go and read this. Read all the FAQs so that everything is clear, and then go and check at the test center button, because in India right now, you can only apply through the test center and submit. And you will see that November 5th is the date of the examination start, and till December 22, there is the end date. Exam is for 2 hours and 15 minutes. Once you confirm this, you'll have a policy agreement. What needs to be carried for the examination, which are the photo IDs acceptable, what is not acceptable, right? And the reschedule policy and the cancellation policy. You need to agree to all this. So I've read all the policies, agree, and then choose your country, city, and test center, and it'll just show you on the calendar which are the slots available, right? So I'm seeing all these slots for Chennai. So there is a 10th November 9 a.m. slot, a 3 p.m. slot, and then there are slots available on other days as well on November. So I'm going to take the earliest slot in Chennai. It's a 9 a.m. slot on 10th of November. And once I have taken that slot, I'm going to confirm my booking. So there is also a lot of other details that you can check. So if you want only weekday slots, you can check that. If you only want Saturday, Sunday slots, you can just disable the weekday slots and you can check that too, right? And I would suggest all of you to pick up the slots that is most convenient to you, right? And if you want to change your center, you can go take the drop down and look at other centers which are available. If not, you can just go ahead and whichever slots you're finding comfortable, you can confirm and take it. I would suggest all of you to take the examination after the CAT, because CAT is in the last week of November. So you would want to take it before that. Once you have taken that slot, book the slot, and then you will see an appointment number generated, and you can then download the confirmation. All the details are here. Admission policy, you can return to dashboard from here. You can view and print your confirmation email. So take the confirmation email, save it somewhere so that you have that handy. And then you can go back to your dashboard and you will see that your exam slot is already booked. If you want to reschedule the exam, you can reschedule. And that's all that is there in the NMAT form filling process. I hope this entire form filling video is useful. I would also like to leave with you a few pointers to keep in mind while you are applying for NMAT. First and foremost, make sure that you book your slots early. Now that you have started your booking, make sure that you keep watching the slots available on a regular basis. I would suggest you to go through the slots every alternate day to check out whether there's a slot available for you. Now, one of the things that most of the students actually call me for is that they don't find slots and they get panicked. Don't panic. Keep your patience and you keep watching the slots and book it. But don't wait too long. Whenever you find a convenient slot, please book it, because then you will be also finishing off the entire process and you'll be at peace. Now, what I'll do is, after I have taken the examination, I'll be putting a examination video as to how the examination is being taken and what things you need to keep in mind and what is my experience. You can join me for that video on the 10th or the 11th of November. We'll keep you posted. You can subscribe to our channel and we'll keep you posted on the dates. That's all for today's video. I hope this was useful. All the best for your CAT and NMAT examination, and we'll be back with more videos. And one of the videos that I'm going to be coming up with is the universities which are under NMAT, which we'll be putting up shortly in a day or two. Thank you, and all the best to all of you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.